I am a gigantic quilted blanket. And then bam!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest fashion crimes ever committed on the RuPaul's Drag Race and All-Stars main stage.
I am feeling my feather fantasy, showgirling my arms down the runway. I'm loving it.
Number 50, Yvie Oddly's Vanna White Realness. The All Winners season delivered some of the most sophisticated runway looks in all of Drag Race history, but a few head-scratchers still slipped through the cracks. Tasked with serving a look inspired by Vanna White, virtually all of the queens nailed the brief, except Yvie Oddly.
The category is Vanna White realness, and this is my interpretation. I never wear wigs this big.
She came out in a short green dress with a feathered train that looked absolutely nothing like what Vanna White would wear. Then, instead of sleek, glamorous locks, she opted for a massive red wig that drew all of the attention, and not in a good way.
Ginger? I hardly even know her.
Yvie claimed this was her interpretation of Vanna White, but it neither read Vanna nor Yvie. At this point, you have to wonder, has she ever actually watched Wheel of Fortune?
I love green and red hair together. It's a beautiful combination. I really didn't get Vanna White, but I did like what it was.
Number 49, Rosé's Yellow Gorgeous look. In 2021, Drag Race got its own version of the blue and black or white and gold dress debate when Rosé walked the runway in the Rusical episode. The theme called for yellow, and Rosé strutted out in an interpretation of the classic yellow zoot suit from The Mask.
My yellow look is a tribute to Jim Carrey in The Mask. I've turned the zoot suit into a little three-piece number.
Cute idea, except under the stage lights, that yellow read a little more orange. Even Michelle Visage pointed that out.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Why is it orange?
Oh, Michelle, I don't think it's orange.
But beyond the color confusion, the silhouette felt clunky. The oversized collar and heavy pleats made the gown look bulky, and the makeup just wasn't flattering on her. Perhaps a well-tailored pantsuit could have sold the concept with a lot more glamour, but alas, we'll never know. Instead of yellow gorgeous, this landed somewhere closer to mustard meh.
I'll be honest, it's definitely giving, like here's like a true yellow. So it's definitely giving like a mandarin compared to like this canary.
Number 48, Valentina's padded for the gods look. Sometimes a queen has the right concept but fumbles the execution. For the swerves and curves padded for the gods runway, Valentina presented a deconstructed look that was supposed to show the padding queens wear under all that glamour.
We are going behind the scenes and I'm showing you everything that drag is before it becomes the final piece.
However, what she delivered looked messy. The supposed padding didn't read as padding at all, but more like random scraps of fabric pinned to the dress. Then the random loose threads and measuring tape felt like she just glued everything she saw in the workroom to the dress, without actually thinking it through. The lack of a wig further cheapened the look, especially since queens don't wear padding on their heads. On another person, this definitely would have been read as arts and crafts.
Listen, I don't get it. I don't think that it necessarily fits with the swerves and curves and pads. To me, it doesn't quite work.
Number 47, James Mansfield's Grace Jones. For someone who is considered a fashion icon, Grace Jones was done a huge disservice on All-Stars 8 when the queens were asked to channel her most unforgettable looks.
And tonight on the runway, category is Night of 1,000 Grace Joneses.
Overall, the runway was a letdown, but one queen took the crown for the absolute worst, and that was James Mansfield.
I adore this look because I love any opportunity to dress up like a supervillain. I am serving you a waterfall of fox furs.
Inspired by a lesser-known ensemble featuring a lycra bodysuit and a foxtail train, James's outfit clearly looked like the inspiration, just in the worst way possible. Not only was the bodysuit terribly ill-fitting, but the foxtail train was so bulky, it practically swallowed her whole on the runway.
I think the issue with this outfit, it's a little bit loose where it shouldn't be loose and not perfect.
It's just like giving me a really meaty pull-back tuck.
You can see my camel lips.
Unsurprisingly, it contributed to her placement in the bottom two, which resulted in her eventual elimination. Number 46, Dita Ritz's Girly Girl Couture. In season 4, no one delivered a more spirited lip sync than Dita Ritz, but at the same time, no one served mall drag better, or should we say worse, than her.
Culture, ladies!
Her entrance look was perhaps the most off-the-rack ensemble we've seen since Rebecca Glasscock, but somehow she managed to one-up it with her girly girl couture number, for which she wore the same shake-and-go wig. Not even the black bow could stop us from recognizing it.
I'm giving fish, I'm giving face, I'm giving you Vogue. I know my runway is fierce.
The dress itself didn't do her any favors. It was plain, shapeless, and utterly failed to hit the girly glamour brief. This might have worked if the category was straight guy doing drag for Halloween, but it wasn't, so this was a straight-up chop.
Now, why'd you choose this as your girly look?
I'm really channeling Carrie Bradshaw, so I thought downtown New York very chic.
Number 45, Maya Iman LePage 1980 DragCon look. AI is coming for our jobs. Yes, even you, designers who conceptualize looks for drag race queens. For this runway, the queens had to present what they'd wear to DragCon if it had happened in 1980. According to Maya Iman LePage, she did a quick Google search and elevated the results she saw.
I literally Googled DragCon 1980s and this look popped up. I wanted to add more to the look, so I added the flowers on the shoulders.
However, fans dug around and found her likely inspiration, an AI image by digital artist Elliot Baker, imagining what Drag Race might have looked like in the 80s. Maya's outfit was an exact replica that didn't elevate it in any way, but actually made it look worse. Like most AI renderings, hers felt like a jumble of mismatched pieces with no clear reference. Lose the oversized hair and you'd hardly guess it was supposed to be 80s themed.
This Patti LaBelle hair is life. The makeup is gorgeous. But I would have liked to have seen you corseted in this look. It would have been like gooped.
Number 44, Ms. Cracker's Hairkini. We certainly commend Ms. Cracker for making an outfit almost entirely out of braided blonde hair, but that is the only commendable thing about this look.
Today, I'm giving you a cute little doll in a swimsuit braided entirely from blonde hair. This is my chance to show that I can do literally anything with a packet of braiding hair.
A little padding could have gone a long way, but as Ms. Cracker failed to wear any, the outfit ended up looking shapeless. That and the fact that the bikini and her blonde wig blended a bit too much with her skin tone caused her to almost vanish on the runway. Even worse, the green hair skirt, which could have added some much needed contrast, wasn't properly incorporated into the outfit, so it felt more like an afterthought. While her other two looks for the ball hit the mark, Ms. Cracker clearly misunderstood the assignment in this category.
Who wants to go to the beach with hair all over
covered in
themselves?
hair?
Yeah, the idea is to rid yourself of hair, I suppose.
Before you go, depending on what beach you go to.
Number 43, Carrie Colby's Spring Has Sprung. For much of her season, Carrie Colby was criticized for relying too much on being pretty.
I think for you, Carrie, you want to be beautiful all the time. Yes. And I'm here to tell you, you are. So let's just throw that away.
So for the Spring Has Sprung runway, she decided to shake things up with a look that wasn't conventionally beautiful. Unfortunately, her flower fantasy ensemble wasn't so much avant-garde as it was just plain ugly.
I really do feel like I was able to step out of my comfort zone, both in my challenge and in this runway. And you know what? It's kind of fun.
The bunched up flowers at the top lacked any sort of polish, random fabric dangled from her arm, and the bottom half looked unfinished. Even if this was made in the workroom, it still would have been a chop. The fact that she had the time to assemble a spring-ready look from home and went with this calls into question her fashion-forward Colby bloodline. Her mother, Sasha, certainly wasn't proud, and we weren't either.
It's just not fitted enough for me. I think there's
it's the waist up. The bottom half of it is problematic for me. Like, I almost feel like she could have just bodysuited that.
Number 42, Plasma's Tweedledum and Tweedledee. How do you even justify wearing this on the Drag Race runway? The challenge called for a look inspired by a nursery rhyme. Plasma went with Tweedledum and Tweedledee, hoping to merge both characters into a single groundbreaking ensemble.
I'm wearing a puppet over my stomach. I'm both top and bottom. And mama, that is not usually where we find ourselves, so I'm giving you a little bit of versatility today.
That might have been clever on paper, but in reality, it was chaotic and confusing. From all indications, it was supposed to look like one character riding on the shoulders of another, but the limbs were so jumbled, it was impossible to tell who was who. It certainly could have been whimsical if done right, but the poor execution just left it looking clumsy. This wouldn't be Plasma's only fashion crime. She later gave us nothing in the goth design challenge, Change, which ultimately sent her home.
This is the goth that I would want to do. It's very 2000s to 70s with the shag coat and with the double belt and the low-waisted pants.
Number 41, Aiden Zane's Balls to the Wall Eleganza. Aiden Zane left a lot to be desired when it came to the runways. Her buttons and bows look and her take on Frozen certainly come to mind, but nothing prepared us for the chaos of the ball. In a move that foreshadowed the runway disaster, Aiden finished working on her garment way earlier than everyone else, and even took a nap while the others were hard at work.
Do you think you could have added more to it with like the extra time? Cause like
No. I think if I had added anything else, it would have pulled away from the vision that I have for it.
Okay.
And like I said, I do tend to have sometimes a less is more kind of aesthetic.
What she produced was essentially a corset plastered with black and white pom-poms and little dangling balls. That's it.
I am serving you a little bit of Betty Page, but I'm also giving you the nod to a referee. I am loving this black and white color scheme.
Aiden insisted it was all part of her less is more drag aesthetic, but for an eleganza category, we needed more. It's a miracle she dodged the bottom two, because this look alone should have sent her home.
Her first look was amazing, but no, you are not putting on a pair of panties and a corset and trying to pass that off as a look to me.
Number 40, Sugar Cane's Trampy Trick-or-Treater. A great runway look wears its references on its sleeve. No backstory needed, but Sugar Cane's entry for the Trampy Trick-or-Treater category did the exact opposite. Sugar claimed she was serving sexy troll doll, but almost nothing about it gave that vibe.
My Trampy Trick-or-Treater is a sexy troll doll. I'm giving you full pastel body color with the bodysuit.
What we saw was a shapeless bodysuit paired with a bedazzled bikini that didn't sit quite right, and a wig that wasn't helping the fantasy at all. The wig, her face, her body, and the outfit were all telling different, very confused stories, and no amount of explanation could stitch them together.
So when I was little, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I had tons of trolls, those little ones with the little crazy hair, and I used to talk with them and perform in front of them. I just wanted to do something that meant something to me.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Yet you have to tell a story, so that means we didn't get it.
Unsurprisingly, most people had no clue what she was going for. It's no wonder that despite her two stronger looks that night, she still landed in the bottom.
It could be a very cool outfit if it were like the blue Indian goddess kind of theme that I like to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got all of those like ornate like things, but as a troll doll, it doesn't even make sense.
Number 39, Cynthia Lee Fontaine's Paper Dolls look. Cynthia Lee Fontaine is a fierce drag queen who has survived multiple health challenges, including liver cancer.
How's your health?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
The recovery of the hip replacement is going phenomenal. I'm celebrating remission of my liver cancer, almost 7 years.
Oh, so hip replacement, liver cancer.
And lower back surgery too. Category Ace Transformer.
So for her Paper Dolls look on All Stars 10, she chose to honor liver cancer awareness with a green outfit inspired by the ribbon. However, the look drastically lacked polish.
It's color green for liver cancer awareness. And this is my moment to celebrate something so important and so personal in my life.
It was basically a large roll of green paper wrapped around her torso, with a few party decorations dangling underneath. The whole thing felt less like a look that had been brought from home, and more like something a queen had thrown together after being told by RuPaul that she had 15 minutes to get into quick drag.
But girl, this is enough. And you wrap some balls around your waist, and then you put this paper over here. You should have rethought that.
While the intention was genuinely honorable, the look itself, especially coming from someone of Cynthia's caliber, was a total disappointment. Number 38, Elliot with 2 T's Pink Flamingo. Flamingos come in gorgeous shades of pink, so you'd think they'd be a great inspiration for a runway look. But somehow, Elliot with 2 T's managed to find the single worst way to translate their appearance into an outfit.
My fascinating fascinator is giving you a asymmetrical one-legged cat suit with a gorgeous Philip Tracy inspired feathered fascinator.
Her fascinating fascinator's runway look was an asymmetrical one-legged pink pantsuit with one flared tan sleeve and leg. and a feathered headpiece. Technically, it resembled a flamingo, but the weird flesh-colored fabric and the unflattering makeup made this a visual assault.
This outfit, you know, when you're coming out, I was like, I can't really tell if I like it or I don't. But then as I got into it more, I kind of dug the fact that we're doing a flamingo moment. It's kind of like, I'm standing on one leg.
The look has become so infamous in the Drag Race fandom that it even inspired a parody by Corey King. Maybe it would have worked without the floppy tan additions, but we'll never know. Either way, it contributed to Elliot's elimination in that episode.
Thank you so much for this. It means everything to me. Thank you.
Number 37, Anitra's Sugar Ball look. Anitra was a confounding queen on season 15. Sometimes she would serve a jaw-dropping look on the runway. Other times, she'd leave your jaw hanging, but not out of awe, rather confusion. This was one of the other times.
I've got the lollipop on my hip, I've got some gumdrops on my waist. I am loving these taffy titties.
Tasked with creating a look inspired by the sugar ball from season 5, Anitra simply took a bedazzled bodysuit, slapped on some candy in the most arbitrary places, and called it a day. There was next to no concept, no shape, nothing. Just a sad sprinkle of candy decor that she probably expected would go unnoticed. Well, guess what, Mimi? It didn't.
You know, the bustier thing, I wasn't quite sure what that was.
Those were my taffy titties.
It just looked a little incomplete to me.
Thankfully, she cleansed our palettes immediately after a show-stopping look that she shockingly made right there in the workroom.
I've got a full-blown crystallized spine coming out of this gown. It looks dangerous, it looks like it might hurt you, but don't worry, it's actually very, I'm lying, it's very painful.
Number 36, Nina West's Paintball Eleganza. For the Paintball Eleganza runway, the All-Stars 9 queens were supposed to take a blank canvas of fabric and turn it into art.
My idea is to have like paint kind of pouring out over the dress and down over the side, and then create kind of these splatter marks down at the bottom. You know, what I wanted to do was something that was inspired by letting your colors show.
Some, like Plastique Tiara and Gottmik, delivered pieces worthy of galleries and museums. Then there was Nina West, who presented a garment that felt more at home in a kindergartner's coloring book.
I am feeling my true paintball fantasy by looking like I was actually hit by paintballs.
The paint job was sloppy and uneven, with random blobs of color splattered across the dress. It was then topped off with an unsightly yellow foam wig. Nina said it herself that she looked like she'd been hit with actual paintballs, and we couldn't agree more. But we're pretty sure when RuPaul said paintball eleganza, she didn't mean it that literally.
And this is a bit of a kindergarten project.
Right.
But I don't hate it in that way. You worked it with the wig and you knew what it was, and it's Nina West.
Number 35, Trinity K. Bonet's crossing guard look. A wise queen once said, "Drag delusion is a spectrum and all drag queens are somewhat on it."
Delusion. Convince yourself.
Well, Trinity K. Bonet must be very high on that spectrum if she thought this was acceptable to wear on the runway. The category asked for blue collar but make it fashion, and Trinity boldly stepped out in an actual crossing guard's uniform. Plain khakis, a reflective jacket, a random orange shirt, and flats.
I am here to help them get across the street, and if you come down my street speeding, I will write your tag number down and pull up at your house.
She looked like she forgot to pack something for this category and just raided the lost and found on set the night before. It was unforgivable, but at least you can't deny she has everything it takes to win Drag Race. Charisma, uniqueness, the nerve to wear such a horrible look, and talent.
Too literal for me. Crossing guard apparently is a theme. No, not too excited about this. Boot.
Number 34, Monet X Change's sponge dress. Monet X Change originally planned a deconstructed doll look for the Drag on a Dime challenge, but she later decided to whip up a conceptual garment out of sponges.
And I know that I can create this really like Gaga couture-esque look with sponges. Is that gonna be couture or couture?
And thus the infamous sponge dress was born. Monet showed up in a wonky ball gown covered in green and yellow bits, all hot glued in a droopy shape. While the top half was jam-packed, the bottom half sagged across the floor. Like, well, a sponge. Okay, points for the narrative through line.
I'm literally cleaning the floor with my garment as I'm walking down the runway, and it's fucking fierce.
However, the execution of the dress was poor, and it certainly wasn't helped by the random blob of hair perched on her head. Regardless, the look has since become a beloved piece of Drag Race lore, so much so that Monet immortalized it in her song Soak It Up. Number 33, Dusty Ray Bottom's Feathers look. There are a million ways to make feathers look fabulous, but Dusty Ray Bottoms made every wrong decision possible in putting together a look for the Feathers runway. She came out in a white and green ensemble with feather accents on a corset-style base, paired with knee-high strappy boots.
I am feeling my feather fantasy, showgirling my arms down the runway. I'm loving it.
It seemed like she was aiming for a showgirl meets saloon girl vibe, but it ended up looking like a hot mess. The feathers were clustered in all the wrong places, bulking up around her chest and hips while leaving other areas strangely bare. Then she doubled down with the red hair and feathered lashes. Some have said she just wore the pieces incorrectly, but if you ask us, she never should have worn them at all.
I noticed too when she turned around that it was all sort of like nothing in the back, and I've never ever seen anyone use feathers like that where it's all front heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually you want to put it on your, so it's like boop, 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 yeah. Vegas.
Number 32, Joella's quilted mattress. Say what you will about Joella, but you can't deny that the Salesian diva of Los Angeles knows how to leave a mark.
I'm really scared for the girls back home to see this because in LA, I'm literally known for my looks. I'm known to be opulent.
One of her most iconic moments came during the Quilted for Your Pleasure runway when Joella stepped out wearing a giant quilted mattress with her face poking out of a tiny cutout hole.
Half see where I'm going. I am a gigantic quilted blanket.
Everyone waited for some dramatic reveal, but the only surprise they got was a massive airbrushed portrait of RuPaul on the back. As campy as this was, it was also poorly designed, as it barely showed her face and was clearly a chore for her to walk in.
Now, I love a gag, but we can't really see your face.
Yeah, you're the star of your drag, and if we're trying to find out where you are, that's a problem.
When she returned for the finale, however, Joella revamped the quilted mattress into a more stylish but still campy as hell look. Number 31, Mrs. Kasha Davis's Supermarket Supermodel Eleganza. On season 7, Mrs. Kasha Davis was eliminated long before the ball episode, so we never got to fully assess her sewing skills. But by the time she returned for All Stars 8, the Rochester, New York queen still hadn't learned her way around a needle and thread.
Very, very talented designers in this competition. But sewing for me isn't my favorite. It's 2023. We don't have to make our own clothes.
Her Supermarket Supermodel Eleganza look clearly showed that. Kasha heard supermarket and probably thought the judges wanted to see a representation of every aisle on her garment.
My inspiration for my look is a kid's birthday party. There's toys and there's streamers, there's even scrunchies. It's as if you're seeing the inside of a piñata.
There were streamers, there were flowers, she even carried a birthday cake, as she said it was inspired by a children's party. We might not be as harsh as T.S. Madison, but this is a party we wouldn't RSVP to.
This, Kasha, this I hate. Honey, it looked like a bag of broken rubbers, honey. You know those colorful rubbers, the cheap ones.
Number 30, Bob the Drag Queen's Robot Realness.
I didn't have enough time to finish this Transformer outfit, so I do my backup plan. I'm like a Tron robot-inspired character.
Here's a runway look we can't ignore. Bob the Drag Queen heard Roller Girl Realness, and she thought it was time to break out the Amazon robot costume and slap on some roller skates. That she won the week's challenge anyway is a testament to how great a performer she is, because this look should have been an instant boot. Maybe it was strategic.
I cannot in good faith stand by this look, but I can say I wouldn't change anything.
If there's one thing that was more distracting than the outfit, it was her roller skating skills. Since then, Bob has embraced the awfulness of the look. In fact, she's been terrorizing us with it ever since.
Dorothy, why did I waste my time putting on
what?
This? Yes, honey.
Number 29, Sasha Bell's Nude Illusion.
I think I was confused by the assignment.
Well, to be fair, all of the girls were told the exact same thing.
She might have misunderstood the assignment. Indeed, Sasha Bell was clearly confused by the runway theme. The queens were required to do a nude illusion on the premiere of season 7. While some brave contestants decided to ditch the illusion altogether, Sasha made the bold choice to lean into neither the nudity nor the illusion.
I'm giving you J-Lo just waking up from a one-night stand in the Bahamas.
Well, Well, it looks like everybody got a little bit of black in them.
Throwing off her resort wear look, she had a nude, lumpy bodysuit that completely clashed with her actual skin tone. Even worse, she had a black bra underneath.
I thought her nude illusion look was kind of messy.
That bodysuit sucked. Come on,
Right.
it had a black bra, misunderstanding my ass.
The straps were clearly visible and made the whole thing look underthought and sloppy. Number 28, Darian Lake's Dripping in Jewels Eleganza.
I am giving you a touch of slave Princess Leia.
Glamour from head to topaz.
At the final 5 of Drag Race Season 6, the queens were assigned jewels that were supposed to inspire a custom couture runway look. Darian Lake got topaz, basically stoned a simple brown dress and called it a day. The dress is already too simple to be impressive.
I missed the mark completely.
But it's not even the simplicity that's the biggest problem. It's the questionable placement of the beads, which form an outline across her body like a strange bikini. Then there's the fact that the jewels weighed the dress down, making it cumbersome to walk in and unflattering to look at.
I see that there's a lot of beautiful stones on there. It's dripping in jewels, and I get it, but it literally is dripping. It's not even dripping, it's drooping in jewels. That's the sad part.
Number 27, Coco Montrese's Pretty in Pink Ensemble.
Shirley Temple black? Why gotta be black?
I am giving you pure baby doll fish. I look so cute.
Here, Season 5's queens were tasked with donning their best pink runway looks. Inspired by the week's Kid Show challenge, Coco Montrese went for a youthful look. A very youthful look. Unfortunately, her apparent ode to Shirley Temple was a pink eyesore. This one has a little bit of everything. There's ruffles and curls and a bear, oh my. As she hops along the runway, it kind of reads a little more eerie than may have been intended. At least it was on theme for the lip sync.
When I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be in movies.
Coco won the battle, performing the Pussycat Dolls When I Grow Up, and lived to slay another day, in much better outfits. Number 26, Amanda Tori Meeting's Faster Pussycat Wig look.
This is not RuPaul's Nest Friend race.
My kitty cat wig is the top of my robin's egg, which is also my head.
RuPaul knows how many of these queens love a pussycat wig.
She's wearing 3 pussycat wigs. I have no idea what's going on in this storyline.
So naturally, a whole runway theme dedicated to them was long overdue. But Amanda Tori Meeting's interpretation was as out of left field as it gets.
You have trouble with some of the drag aesthetic. This idea is great. It's just a little bit off.
She walked down the runway in what was essentially a shredded tree trunk with a bird's nest on top of it. Amanda's idea to be what seems like an egg wearing a shocking blue wig has to be commended for the nerve, but it really is just a big hunk of brown fastened to her body, and the concept is all over the place. Let's just say there's a lot to unpack when it comes to this bird-inspired look, and not in a good way.
My inner saboteur? G'day, mate. It's me, your inner saboteur. I've been messing with your mind, babes.
Number 25, Maddie Morphosis Glamazon Primetime Look.
We just made our entrance into the square dance. I'm wearing this beautiful gown made out of aprons with little scrunchy accoutrements.
Before she was winning over fans as a host of Give It To Me Straight, Maddie Morphosis was a Drag Race anomaly. As the show's first straight cisgender man to compete, there was a noted skepticism toward her.
Is your pussy on fire?
Is my pussy on fire?
It's warming up.
Looks like this one didn't help. She called it a classy rodeo clown, but the strange combination of the cheap quilt skirt and Raggedy Ann makeup was just bizarre. Hey, at least Maddie tried to sell it the best she could. Her runway presentation, which included an inflatable, hairy-chested friend, saved it from being a complete miss. Still, it's not a winner by any stretch of the imagination.
They said it's one of the most amazing things that has ever graced RuPaul's Drag Race. And then I woke up.
Number 24, Selena S. Titty's Metallica Runway.
I'm a girl from the street, so obviously my motto was gonna be street signs. I am walking down this runway like the only street lamp on the block.
It'd be easy to overlook a few mediocre looks on such a large cast, but season 15's Selena S. Titties managed to stop traffic with her metallic eleganza. A shimmering silver bodysuit with street signs dangling from chains is certainly an interesting idea. In practice, it's just a mess of shiny ideas.
Wish that the
Light wasn't trying to escape.
For a runway piece, it doesn't exactly move with any grace or style. The outfit didn't land her in the bottom that week, although that probably had more to do with her good performance in the acting challenge. Of course, this ensemble would later go on to win the dreaded Golden Boot Award for Worst Look of the Season.
I finally won something on Drag Race!
Number 23, Ginger Minj's Redemption Realness.
Ooh, Intergalactica. Tonight, I'm the queen. With my rouges, my plastic little titty cups, and the crown on my head.
All Stars means a second chance for a lot of queens who deserve it. It can be a place where they prove they still have what it takes to go far, or a venue to right some of the wrongs from previous seasons. For All Stars 6's Redemption runway theme, the contestants were able to make Ru visions to looks they fumbled on their seasons. Ginger Minj's badly constructed, unflattering garment wasn't much of an improvement on the original futuristic ensemble.
This look is not one of my favorites. There's a whole lot of everything going on. Like, I need Ritalin to look at you right now.
In fact, it was downright ridiculous. It almost looked like a wet curtain that got snagged on a sharp corner. In other words, there was nothing redeeming about this outfit. Number 22, Kandy Muse's Beast Couture.
Baby, I am an alien that just fell down from space because my alien Judy got hurt.
Sometimes a runway can save a maxi challenge performance. Other times it can sink you. Kandy Muse had actually done well in the soft drink commercial challenge. However, the season 13 finalists' answer to the Beast Couture prompt was a sight to behold. Kandy's look was confusing from head to toe.
Tonight on the runway, Kandy, this is definitely interesting. Yeah, it makes no sense.
From the strategically placed plush attachments to the evil blow-up twin trailing across the floor, this was a full-on neon green latex nightmare on 4 legs. Yet it still fell short construction and concept-wise.
What is hanging off of her? Yeah, it's not even plushy. She looks like 2 blow-up dolls wearing fuzzy bikinis. Kind of like the opposite of plushy, isn't it?
The decision to employ a demonic inflatable was certainly a big swing. Was it a good choice? Probably not. Was it memorable? Absolutely. Number 21, Jade Jolie's wig look.
I'm featuring my arms. I try not to carry over 5 pounds, so I'm very proud to have the petite arms that I have.
She forgot to shave.
The judges constantly told this season 5 queen that she needed to edit her looks. Apparently, Jade Jolie didn't get the message, considering this is the outfit she would ultimately go home wearing. Seeing this out of context, you'd think the runway theme had something to do with wigs.
As far as my outfit goes, like I already said, I wanted to wear this and I'm proud to wear this, but I'm gonna do my best.
But no, the queens were actually tasked with showcasing their favorite body parts. Jade chose to highlight her delicate arms. However, the only thing this ensemble really showcases is hair. Blue hair, pink hair, green hair, and so on.
I'm spinning, I'm kicking, I'm high energy and fun. I'm just laying everything on the table.
Everywhere you look, there's hair. Less would have certainly been more. Number 20, Laganja Estrange's Black and White.
Laganja Estrange was one of season 6's biggest and boldest personalities.
Oh, y'all wanted a twist, eh? Come on, season 6, let's get sick me!
Yeah. And she reflected this in her weird and wild wardrobe choices. For episode 7, the runway theme was pretty simple, black and white. You can't go wrong with that, right? Well, take a look at what Laganja chose to wear.
I am serving a lizard called Laganja. Mama, y'all can't take it.
There were a lot of ideas here, none of which look like they should go together. From the weird black mohawk, to the spotted silver lips, to the see-through pants with black underwear. Also, pants and a train? It looked like the world's strangest Elvis impersonator was getting married. Luckily, her and Adore Delano's winning pairing in the main challenge saved her from the bottom 2.
Because whoever said beauty was on the inside is ugly.
Number 19, Kandy Muse's pocket dress.
I am walking down the runway like a little doll. I just walked out of a box.
Kandy Muse may have been one of the most magnetic queens of season 13. However, her fashion sense didn't always match her star quality. It was her haute pockets runway that had us feeling empty.
But if you look real close, you can see my ass. And there's very pockets. But how?
The unclear concept and messy execution just didn't read pockets, making it a painful standout amongst the final 5 and landing her in the bottom 2. In true Kandy fashion though, the judges' critiques only motivated her to fight harder, and she slayed the ensuing lip sync to solidify her spot in the top 4.
You gotta go, there's no more to say, so save your breath
pocket dress became so infamous that lingerie resurrected it from the dead for the ugliest dress ever runway on season 17.
This is just a way to showcase how connected I am to the show. Kandy, I am so sorry you have to relive your trauma, but I'm sorry not sorry.
Number 18, Soju's Kimchi.
Soju, it's little pancake's play friend.
Season 11 began with each queen replicating the look of a past contestant on the show. Soju was assigned Kimchi's box and quickly got to work on an outfit inspired by their shared Korean heritage.
I immediately think hanbok is a Korean dress that all the women in Korea wear for special occasions. It doesn't really show your waist, which means that I don't have to cinch.
The fact that Soju essentially used the dress as an excuse not to cinch her waist was the first red flag, clocked by Vanjie, who had been eliminated the previous season for an undefined silhouette.
I'm not trying to say nothing, but
Vanjie, don't do it.
just make sure you have a silhouette, sis.
The result was a messily constructed garment that didn't have much shape. And while her makeup was on point, we can't help but see this as a missed opportunity to do more of the exaggerated style that Kimchi is known for. Number 17, Nina Bonina Brown's Club Kid. Nina Bonina Brown made a splash early on in the competition with her high-concept looks and brilliant makeup artistry.
Take a bite of this peach.
This made her a perfect fit for the Club Kid runway, inspired by the New York avant-garde drag scene of the late 80s and early 90s. Unfortunately, while we could see what she was going for, the execution left something to be desired.
Nina Bonina Brown, Anderson Lee.
Your aorta is showing.
Nina served fierce face, but the unfinished makeup on her chest really broke the illusion, especially when compared to a few more of the fully formed ideas on the runway.
Nina Bonina Brown is the first to walk backwards on the runway.
Number 16, Aja's Princess Disaster.
Someday she'll be the most ashy princess, and she'll live flamingly ever after.
While Kimora Black's Draggily Ever After runway was certainly a candidate for this list, it's Aja's look from that challenge that takes the crown here. Going into season 9, Aja was hyped up as Brooklyn's hottest new queen, and she seemed to buy into her own hype a little too much.
Now, how are you gonna shine?
I just feel so confident about it. I'm just like, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be cute.
You know, I've heard that before.
Confident that she'd slay the challenge, Aja's Princess Disaster character name ended up ironically predicting what her performance would end up being.
I literally had no clue at all what was going on tonight.
Drawing inspiration from fiery natural disasters, Aja strutted down the runway in a strangely shaped wig, badly blended makeup, and pants that didn't fit her properly. She went on to redo the outfit in All Stars 3 for her Redemption runway, proving just how much she'd improved over a short space of time.
This look is probably where I felt the ugliest and the lowest on season 9, and that's when the Aja transformation truly began.
Finally, some disaster relief.
Number 15, Magnolia Crawford's Party Box.
Before Monique Hart's iconic brown cow stunning look,
I saw it and I was like, oh, brown cow, stunning.
Magnolia Crawford walked the season 6 runway in a less than stunning bovine print dress. It was created from party supplies given to her as part of the 2-part season premiere sewing theme. Magnolia's party box was themed around a hoedown, hence all the cow print. She felt defeated from the start at how hideous her materials were. And we too were woefully let down by how basic the outfit ended up being.
It has nothing to do with my style. Jesus Christ.
It's the first challenge. Good God, girl, get a grip.
Sure, cow print is a bold look, but to quote Michelle, it's a piece of fabric.
I didn't like my box. There's only so much you can do with red and white check.
The thing is, you could have done more.
I've got a goddamn bow on my ass.
Magnolia didn't help her case either by being very short with the judges when they critiqued her lack of effort.
I get this angry vibe from you.
Okay.
Number 14, Alexis Michelle's roast of Michelle Visage.
We normally save the best for last, but in this case, we had to settle for Alexis Michelle.
We wish that we could say Alexis Michelle's outfit made up for her terrible jokes during the roast of Michelle Visage, but we can't. We were as confused as the judges as to why She-Hulk stepped onto the runway for this season 9 comedy challenge.
Michelle. In honor of your big night, I wore your favorite color, girl.
Alexis quickly explained that she was wearing Michelle's least favorite color, and you know what they say about jokes you have to explain.
My question the whole entire time is, why is she green?
Well, Tamar, have you ever watched the show?
We've seen body paint on Drag Race queens before, but when you commit to full body paint, you have to commit to the full body. Otherwise, it just looks sloppy. The color also clashed with her dress, which was a completely different shade.
It was a long way to go
Yeah.
for a one-word joke. Michelle doesn't like green, so I painted my body, except for my feet. It just was misguided, confused.
Number 13, Silky Nutmeg Ganache's Facekini.
While Silky Nutmeg Ganache was always fairly confident about the strength of her runway outfits, the other queens, especially her bitter rival Yvie Oddly, were often quick to point out their flaws. Usually, her impeccable makeup, Sharpie eyebrows and all,
Need a permanent marker? No, bitch. Is that what you use? That's what I use.
were enough to salvage her less polished presentations. But in the case of her Facekini look, Silky had nothing to fall back on.
Why you not putting on makeup? I don't need to do nothing but a lip today. Oh, okay.
In fact, she didn't even bother to put any makeup on under the mask. While her cockroach—
You're a roach, correct?
A fly.
A fly with no wings is a roach.
fly idea was an interesting take on the theme, the delivery of it was very flimsy, particularly compared to Ben de la Creme's incredible insect realness from season 6.
I'm just buzzing down the runway, feeling the fantasy.
Number 12, Shangela's Christmas Eleganza.
When Shangela returned for season 3, she was determined to not let the first episode's traditional sewing challenge defeat her like it did in season 2. But once again, it very nearly did. Rather than have their materials for this Christmas-themed runway challenge handed to them, the queens had to source and buy their own from a thrift store. Shangela decided that a round white lampshade could make an interesting snowball-shaped skirt. She wasn't wrong, but her seamstress skills failed her yet again, with the outfit falling apart as she walked the runway, and her wig making it look like she'd been electrocuted while trying to plug in the Christmas tree lights.
The execution is poor. The back, it's kind of falling apart, and there just could have been more attention to detail.
Not even the addition of an oversized prop could save this one.
You know what I say, never work with animals, children, or snowmen.
Number 11, Mystique Summers Madison's Country Realness.
Mystique is pretty. Everybody loves Mystique.
While everybody does love Mystique, her outfit for the Country Realness runway missed the mark on the theme of the challenge.
She looks like she's a big girl going out to a club.
Serving more business casual than country girl, her over-the-top eye makeup also did no favors to the underwhelming shirt-pants combo. Not to mention, Mystique made the fatal error of wearing the same top on the runway and in the challenge. The look landed her in the bottom, where she proved no match for the now legendary second season runner-up Raven, who sent her sashaying away.
Now sashay away.
Number 10, Cynthia Lee Fontaine's Roller Girl.
Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
She's a little bit country.
It's Barbara Mandrell on wheels.
Cynthia Lee Fontaine may have one of the shortest runs of any Miss Congeniality winner, but sadly, this outfit simply did not match the fierceness of her charming personality. A confusing mashup of an elegant top with a country-inspired bottom half and hat resulted in an ill-fitting mess. An admirable but ultimately unsuccessful attempt to try something new by the Queen of Cuckoo. In the end, it was a bit of an assault on the eyes. Though Cynthia lip-synced for her life, she was no match for Robbie Turner's rollerblading skills, which ultimately sent her packing.
Keep spreading your cuckoo. Now, sashay away.
Hopefully she was able to take solace in the golden trophy the fans later awarded her. Number 9, Honey Mahogany's Bedsheet Caftan. Only 2 times in the history of the series has a lip sync resulted in a double elimination, and one half of the very first can be attributed to Honey Mahogany's third and final loose-fitting caftan to be torn apart by the judges.
What is with you and the caftan collection? Why don't we get to see your figure?
Though the previous attempts were elegant enough to keep her out of the bottom, the third strike more resembled a sparkly bedsheet tied together with a belt than an actual outfit.
I'm sending you both home.
Coupled with an equally gaudy wig, there's no one point of focus, so the only option is to take the entire jumble in one unsavory gulp. At least she was able to prove her range come finale time.
I have a little something I'd like to show you. Oh, okay.
Number 8, Shangela's Gone with the Window.
Shangela Laquifa Wadley, the debutantess of the Deep South.
Shangela may now be one of the more recognizable names to come out of RuPaul's Drag Race, but that doesn't excuse her earlier outfits from this list. Tasked with creating a runway look out of window curtains, the admittedly burgeoning queen made a dress more reminiscent of corn stalks than couture, and was criticized for the judges for its overabundance of accessories, design, and failure to be form-fitting.
Your bust line is non-existent. There's no waist definition there.
Luckily for all of us, she was given the chance to showcase her talents in the next season as well as All Stars, proving that if at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. Number 7, Naysha Lopez's Drag on a Dime.
Hola! The beauty is here.
To be fair, Naysha was the first to admit that she was an amateur designer, a skill level which wasn't helped by the fact that her task involved making her dress out of pieces of garbage.
This is actually the first garment I've ever made. I don't really sew. I felt like it was wearable and I got the challenge down.
With an unflattering shape and a baffling color combination of green and gold, the finished look was less garbage-inspired glamour and more nauseating. The garbage theme was apparent from the end result, as was the lack of design experience. Unsurprisingly, RuPaul decided to give her the boot, though she would later return to the show for a brief stint of 2 episodes.
Now, sashay away.
Number 6, Serena Chacha's Garbage Couture.
Oh, does that mean you guys were rooting for me?
Poor Serena Chacha. She was only able to serve up 2 looks during her brief tenure on Drag Race, and both were seriously considered for this list. The challenge was to turn garbage into couture, but Serena didn't entirely finish the transformation. We're honestly not entirely sure how she was able to escape elimination with this abysmal outfit. From the lack of creativity to the shoddy execution, there's little room to defend this offering. However, we have to cut her some slack for being the season's youngest queen. She clearly learned from her time on the show and has since developed her aesthetic. Number 5, Derek Barry's Tin Man.
Not a girl, not yet a tin woman.
Derek Barry came to season 8 of Drag Race as a famous Britney Spears impersonator, hoping to find her own personal style independent of the pop princess through competing on the show. While the effort was definitely there, the know-how certainly wasn't. This Wizard of Oz-inspired challenge saw each queen creating a look based on a character from the movie. While Robbie Turner's look also landed her in the bottom, Derek's look has become a timeless invocation of the dreaded corset wrapped in fabric.
It just looks so homemade in the worst way.
I'm not a seamstress, but I did sew everything on here.
Whatever vision existed was marred by shoddy construction, which Barry infamously defended in Untucked, much to the frustration of everyone else.
Everywhere you look, there's a hem.
First of all, your hems are bad, and you're wearing a piece of fabric around your waist, and you're calling it a skirt.
Number 4, Jiggly Caliente's Apocalypse Couture.
Camera.
Jiggly Caliente's run certainly got off to an explosive start, though not in a good way. The first challenge was to create an apocalyptic look based on materials gathered from garbage, and for Jiggly, it unfortunately shows.
I don't see a real dress. I'm gonna wear a corset, and I'm finishing that up with some more garbage.
Appearing as though she threw everything she could get her hands on into an outfit, the final product was an amalgamation of mismatched colors and material. It seemed she was destined to be the first elimination. However, Jiggly's bubbly personality allowed for her to overcome her initial misstep and find a decent ranking among the queens of season 4. Number 3, Kelly Mantle's Downton Abbey, also known as the Baconator. For Kelly Mantle, a well-intentioned use of flower fabric went terribly wrong in the 6th season premiere. In an attempt to make a look inspired by Downton Abbey, she presented an outfit that, while unremarkable at first glance, was critiqued for having a top piece looking more like bacon than flower petals.
Is that bacon on your chest? What is it?
They're flower petals.
I'm still getting bacon.
Once that was pointed out, there was no way not to see uncooked breakfast meat across her chest.
Ordinarily, everything is better wrapped in bacon, but not Kelly.
And despite being remembered mostly for the unfortunate-looking outfit, Kelly has shown she's able to laugh at her mistakes in hindsight, which makes a winner, at least when it comes to attitude.
You know what surprised me the most was that the judges weren't hungry for my bacon. I mean, what, is everyone a vegan nowadays in LA?
Number 2, Kennedy Davenport's death becomes her.
LaGuardia, Newark, Kennedy Davenport. Kennedy Fried Chicken.
Kennedy Davenport was very lucky that her team managed to not be on the bottom the week she chose to wear this number. She took to the runway, the theme of which was Death Becomes Her, in a bizarre orange jumpsuit adorned with feathers and what looks like coagulated blood.
After a night of hooking, I got attacked and thrown in the fire and crystallized.
In Untucked, she explained that the story behind it is that a pimp gutted a hooker and burned her alive, but instead of dying, she crystallized. They say a joke is no good if it has to be explained, and here, apparently the same could be said for a high-concept outfit.
After a long night of hooking, Trey didn't like the session, so he had gutted me.
Okay.
And set me on fire.
Oh, I see.
But you know, I didn't die.
Okay.
I had crystallized.
Oh.
And now I'm a glamazon bitch ready for the runway.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. LaLa Ri's Bag Ball.
LaLa Ri.
She got this at Saks.
By the time season 13 rolled around, the queens had no excuse for not knowing how to sew. That didn't stop the charismatic LaLa Ri from enlisting the help of hot glue and Jesus for this challenge though, as her lack of familiarity with sewing machines resulted in an instantly iconic look for all the wrong reasons.
Lord, girl, can you please help me out?
The idea was to attach brightly colored bags onto a corset to create a dress. However, as time ran down and the bags ran out, LaLa was forced to walk the runway in this, outfit, I guess you could call it.
Added the purse on my head because I want them to focus on like the head up when they kind of look past the construction of the actual outfit.
Credit where it's due, she sold the garment and served the lip sync. But this look will go down as a shining example of what not to do in a design challenge.
It's what they call a bag lady.
What is the biggest fashion crime you've seen on the Drag Race runway? Let us know in the comments.